Hey guys. Okay, got it. I'm going to give you guys some time to come on. I can hear Felix is starting to come out to harass me. Hey, Felix. So he might make a little bit of an appearance. So I just want some people to come on and then I'm going to hop over. Let me see. I want to hop over to get this up so I can see who's on. If anybody, give me a sec here. All right. No, thanks. All right. So one person, we only have one person on. Make sure that I have this up the correct way. So I'm going to read a little bit out of Seed Time and Harvest once I can see that people are starting to come on. I honestly don't know if this is broadcasting yet. So let's see. There we go. I have some people on. So I don't see the live chat yet. I'm going to go over here. Ugh. I hope you guys that are in the US or if you celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Don't worry if you were not with your person. It's okay. There will be next year. Here we go. There we go. Get the live chat going. Okay, I have more and more people coming on now. So my browser with my internet is going super slow. So it's going to take probably a minute here. So I can see you guys. So I'm just going to refresh my screen. And when you guys come on, say hi. There we go. Now I can see you guys. All right, so let's get going here. So Life of Destiny said, hello, Life of Destiny, my first live. Awesome, welcome. Hello, Kim. It just says me. Hi, me. Soul Haven, hello. Vanessa Bowles, hi. Pavan Risk, it is live. Yes, it's live. First live. Chrissy, thank you for letting me know that. Saranya, hi, Kim. Glad to see you on live. Good to see you too, Saranya. GW, love the tree. I just put mine up today. Oh, I love my tree too. I can actually change colors, which I love about it. You can change so many things about it. Hannah picked it out. It was a really good find. Jakaris Snow. Oh my God. Is this alive? It's alive. Yes. Northwest Wind. Hey, Northwest Wind. Kim, been wanting to ask, what is the best way to connect to God's love? Okay, let me get to some more things and then I will try my best to get back to that. For me, it's just through my heart. And it's just that simple. Era, hey, this is exciting. Good. Soul Haven, so happy to make it for a live. Lou, hello. Lou, this is my first live as well. Kisses and hugs. Kisses and hugs back to you, Lou. I need to watch my energy, guys, because what I have been learning is that I tend to be very passionate, as you guys know, and I just have to be careful to contain myself so I don't burn myself out. So I know I'm going to get to a point where I'm all revved up, but I'm also going to try to just keep myself cool, calm, and collected while I channel all this information for you guys. Okay. This is me learning. So thank you guys for whoever gave me that love just then. I really appreciate all of the love. Thank you. Northwest Wind, I so enjoy the way you teach this. Oh, good. Thank you. Amazing. Awesome. So yeah, so Northwest Wind, to answer your question, whoever's giving me more love, thank you for giving me the love. Oh, Joan. Hi, Kim, my first live chat too. I love your podcast. They help me so much. Oh, Joan, I always love your comments and I'm very happy that I can help you. I am just, it always makes me feel so loved inside knowing that I'm able to share this love and help you guys empower yourselves to love yourselves. Thank you for all the love, whoever's giving that to me. My purpose here is to teach you guys how to love yourselves in a very empowering way and how to allow the God that created all of us as little mini gods in our realities, but the God created you in love. And so I am just urged to continue to teach you guys and to welcome you guys to continue to love yourselves fully and deeply and to allow yourself to feel safe and secure and to allow yourself to be loved. And I'm going to let people keep coming on because I do want to read a little bit of Seed Time and Harvest with Neville Goddard. And by the way, with Neville Goddard, I've been manifesting before I even knew of the term manifesting. I've been manifesting before I knew of the term law of attraction or law of assumption, and certainly way before I even learned that a Neville Goddard existed. So a lot of you guys are really new to this. So I just want to say manifesting is not something that Neville Goddard created. Neville Goddard was just somebody who, in his own divine expression, was called to share it. But manifesting is as natural as breathing, as natural as gravity. It never stops. It's not something that you just suddenly decide to do. So every single thing that you're experiencing in your reality is a manifestation. And manifestation is just when something has been solidified into solid matter in your reality. The word, like the definition of the word manifestation, is something that has come into being. So it's just life showing you what you believe. Where it gets a little bit tricky when it comes to manifesting a relationship back with our specific person is because sometimes we don't know if this is coming from. This is why it's important to do all of the inner work from my perspective. When it comes to our self-concept, when we are seeing, like when you know, like truly know, and I'm not saying these are just words. Thank you for the love, whoever's giving me the love. Let me just say hi really quick, and then I'm going to remember what I was just saying about the self-concept and self-love, knowing our value, knowing our worth. Okay, I'm just saying that to remind myself. Let me just go back here, and then I promised you I'll get back to that. Pelvin, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Can I review my whole old story by thinking this current 3D is irrelevant? I think you meant, can I revise my whole old story by thinking this current 3D is irrelevant? The current 3D is only relevant to show you what your belief system is. But if you've been doing the inner work for a long time, the current 3D reality, if it's showing you parts of your old story, might just be showing up so you can truly let it go. So in a sense, revision becomes irrelevant. Okay. So how can I put this? I guess the way I've always revised things naturally before I understood law of assumption, again, with that definition of the term manifesting, which I will get back to, the way I've revised naturally is that it doesn't really matter what's happening right now, because I know what's happening is part of my fear, either around whatever the situation is, and there are layers to things. So I'm just looking at it as feedback and data. And if I find that there's too much of a deep old story around something, I may make a new choice because life is too short. But at the same token, I do acknowledge that whatever I am experiencing is part of my belief system. But if it's just too hard for me to change, then I might just throw in the towel and create something new because I want to enjoy my life. Does that make sense? So in terms of, I've never kind of needed to revise something that actually happened. I always just look at something that actually happened as being instrumental in me manifesting everything that I want. That if something negative came up, it had to come up in order for me to see the truth of my value and my worth. And I use that knowledge and understanding to know that this is good, that I can step back from it and observe it in a very empowered way. And it's literally not going to steal my love from me, my joy from me, my life from me, and what I know that I'm worth. Okay. Let me read a couple more and then I'm going to get back to the self-concept thing. So I hope that helped. Do I revise things? So another thing. So if something comes up in my reality, say with my other half, if something comes up that is very much reminiscent of an old version of me, old version of him, and I look at it and I'm like, you know what, I'm so over this and I'm so done with it. How I revise it is, it's just like, okay, it happened. I don't like it right now. I'm not feeling it. I'm not like feeling warm and fuzzy. So I need to kind of empower myself. And then what I'll do is I step back and I just know, okay, this is just coming up so we can let it go. because I know that we love each other. And so I'm just going to let this pass because I know that this is only coming up because it's just the old fears and they don't matter. I'm not going to allow this stuff to control me. Does that help? Like, I don't have to pretend that if something was said, I don't have to pretend that it wasn't said. What I will do is imagine the things that I want to be said next to be said. And then I just kind of live from there and enjoy that. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. So Renee, there's a podcast. I think Joan was saying a lot of people see my videos as being a podcast. Nurse Infinity. Yay, I caught you live. Yes, you did. Okay. Renee, can you share more specific experiences of your own journey with your SP? Renee, it has been made very clear that I will not exploit my relationship with my specific person for the sake of making videos. I do teach from a place of knowledge and understanding, but I will not share specific intimate details about our relationship and the things that we've gone through. Absolutely not. So I'm sorry. GW. Oh, something just jumped. Okay, so let me get back to what I was saying. So sometimes what happens when we're doing this inner work, I want to flip back over to here. Sometimes when we're doing our inner work and when we have been very diligent and focused, and we've been doing a lot of self-concept work, and now we've come to the other side of things, like we have manifested back our true love back into our lives. And there are, like, we're seeing proof in our reality that yes, that all of the inner work that we're doing is working. And then we're hitting some roller coaster things and we're hitting some spirals and stuff. If you can truly say, so please, I'm being very clear with this. If you can truly say, I have been diligent, I know my value, I truly know my value, I truly know my worth, I absolutely love and adore and cherish myself. I know what I bring to the table to everyone in my reality. I know that life is good. I know that relationships are safe and secure. I know that I'm deserving of having a relationship that's safe and secure. A steady, stable, secure relationship that every day I get to wake up with the person that I love. We get to enjoy life together. We get to enjoy having fun together. We go through ups and downs together. We're there for each other. It's solid. Okay. And that you can see proof in your reality that people love you and adore you and support you. So you are seeing your value, your worth in yourself. You have secure confidence in yourself. You don't allow the things in the 3D that come up that are opposition to throw you off because you are so incredibly stable and grounded in that love. And you are prioritizing your feeling state because you know if you don't prioritize your feeling state, if you don't give that love to yourself that you deserve, if you don't know your value, know your worth, and you're putting everything out to someone else or anything outside of you, then you know you are actually not going to be in a grounded and stable place. Like when you have all of those ducks in a row, which does not have to take long. You literally can do it starting today, this afternoon, after this live is done. But when you've covered all those bases and you're still at a loss and you're like, I'm still getting this old story with my person. It is a loop that you just have to allow to come up, allow the bloom to happen. Remember I said this video about a week ago that I know Neville Goddard talks about the 3D is dead. And it's true. The 3D has already been created. It's already solidified. It's already passed. Your previous thoughts, feelings, and beliefs created what's happening in the 3D. So yes, the 3D, it's already done. I don't like the word dead because it sounds very dark. So I like to think of it as cut flowers, that when you've cut the flowers out of the garden, you put in a vase at home, the flowers will continue to bloom even when they're no longer alive. And you know that as they're blooming, it's just a matter of time. They're going to wither away and go away. You want to see when you've got all of those other things that I mentioned earlier in the video, and that is your inner work, by the way. You're welcome. Like there's your coaching. All of those things that I mentioned, go back in this video and listen to all of those things that I said. You want to have all of those ducks in a row. That is not hard, guys. All of those things, I'm not going to repeat it again. If all of those things are in a row and you keep getting the same old story pop up over and over and over again, those are your flowers. So you can react to them as many times as you want, and they will keep coming up and keep coming up and keep coming up. You're in a feedback loop that is still in your energy. Eventually, you're going to have to get to a point where you either give up on this with your specific person so you can just live your life and be happy, or you're going to make the choice that when this flower comes up again and it's blooming again, I'm going to let it bloom without going into such a deep spiral that I am brewing and ruminating over this hour after hour after hour, day after day, week after week. If you were just reacting and you react initially, it doesn't matter. It's not a big deal, but get back in your end. Like, I know why this is coming up. I'm not going to blame my person for it. I know what we have. I know how we were created. I know that God wants us together. I know that this is my true love. This is just part of the old story. But the problem is that a lot of you guys, when the old story comes up, you fall victim to it again and you completely get sucked into the old story again. And then you are spiraled down and you end up kind of doing it to yourselves. Okay, I want to read a little bit about, I know some of you guys might be asking questions, but I'm not looking at the chat right now because I do want to read a little bit about Seed Time and Harvest with Neville Goddard. Bear with me, I'm reading live, and sometimes me and reading, whatever. But okay, so when man discovers that life is a play which he himself is consciously or unconsciously writing, he will cease from the blind self-torture of executing judgment upon others. Okay, so in other words, stop blaming and being upset with your specific person or with your boss or with your neighbor or with your whomever that's not treating you the way you want them to be treated. Stop judgment, okay? God doesn't judge. God is all love, unconditional love. And God is only love, by the way, period. Instead, he will rewrite the play to conform to his ideal. Okay. So whatever happens, let it happen. It's not a big deal. And then write the new story of what it is that you do want. Let what you don't want get yourself very clear on what you do want. For he will realize that all changes in the play must come from the cooperation of the four mighty ones within himself. So the four mighty ones within yourself, they alone can alter the script and produce the change. All the men and women in his world are merely players and are as helpless to whatever. I don't like that part. Sorry, guys. Some of the things when Neville says it, it's like, yeah, that's kind of creepy. So the desired change must be conceived, dramatized, rehearsed, and performed in the theater of your mind. When the fourth function, the imagination, has completed its task of rehearsing the revised version of the play until it is natural, then the curtain will rise upon this so seemingly solid world, and the mighty four will cast a shadow of the real play upon the screen of space. Men and women will automatically play their parts to bring about the fulfillment of the dramatized theme. The players, by reason of their various parts in the world's drama, become relevant to the individual's dramatized theme. And because irrelevant, are drawn into this drama, they will play their parts faithfully, believing all the while that it, okay. Sometimes Neville does get a little dark, and I won't actually read some of that stuff. But anyway, I wanted to read this because I just want to remind you guys that you want to stay focused on you writing your story, imagining your life as being this beautiful movie. So write out the story of how you want to be loved, how you see yourself in a relationship. literally write out your ideal relationship. See you and your specific person completely in love with each other, completely at peace, stable, secure, grounded. Go through imaginary acts all throughout the day, every day. They can be 1 to 2 seconds long. Just seeing, I just want to flip back over to the chat. Hold on one second. Just seeing the two of you guys really, really, really loving life together, really feeling so secure with each other. A true, loving, steady, stable, secure relationship that's healthy is easy. And if you are experiencing things that are hard with your person and you've done all of the self-concept work, if you haven't, then don't lie to yourself. Go back and do the self-concept work. Understand what manifesting actually is. Trust in this entire process because it is true. When you've got all of those ducks in a row, only see the version of your person and the version of you, only see the version of you that the two of you guys have finally you've both let your walls down. You are both happy, healthy, secure, and you have a good relationship. And throughout the day, have these little few second imaginary acts of just feeling your person with you, loving you, adoring you, enjoying life. Like literally think about sometimes you guys, and it's okay to be fantasizing big things, totally, by all means, but also just imagine all of the little day-to-day things. Imagine what it would feel like right now in this very moment that the two of you guys are just so happy together. Like if you're shopping at the grocery store, imagine that they're right there with you. What would it feel like if they were right there by your side? What would it feel like if you guys were, when you're eating dinner tonight? I'm not saying that you don't have to in the 3D set a second plate and be delusional and put on a fake, I love you guys. So if some of you guys are doing this, don't be upset with me for saying it. Keep doing it if it makes you feel good. Okay. So what I'm about to say, I'm sorry, but like, you don't have to put on a fake ring to pretend that you're married with your person. You literally can just close your eyes in this moment right now while I'm talking. What would it feel like to be in a secure, healthy relationship with your person that you guys got married? You're already past the middle. What does that feel like? When you're eating dinner, what does it feel like if two of you guys are eating dinner together? You can literally just do this throughout the day. You go out for a walk. What does it feel like that you guys are going out for a walk together? At night, you're looking up at the stars. They're right next to you. Just imagine what it feels like as if it's happening now. You do the same thing with anything in life. Imagine it first, feel into it first, as if it was happening now, and really get that to be a place where you naturally believe it. It doesn't mean that you're being delusional. To me, the only delusion that you're under is if you believe that you can't have the love that you deserve. That's the delusion, believing that you're not worthy or deserving of the love. Or if you have such a deep story about the specific person, then this is where it gets a little like you need to be able to overcome the story that you have. There is another YouTuber, I'm not going to say her name because all respect to everybody, everybody's in different places. So, but she talks about manifesting love back and specific person back. And she has many times, and I'm not going to say her name, she's many times said the same thing in her video. She's now happy and in love with her person, her new specific person. But many times she's done videos where over the years, where she's talked about how she really thought that her specific person was the one, but she had a very deep story specifically about them. Even if you have a specific story that's deeply rooted about your person, you can still overcome it. But if you can't, if it's been so long and you just can't overcome it, it is okay for you to accept that, you know what, the story is just too deep. Now, I personally believe that you can overcome any story about anyone. Well, I do have a little bit of my boundary is if it was outright physically or verbally or emotionally abusive, like truly abusive. I'm talking about a true narcissist. Then even if you could see them differently. I am not actually going to be the right coach for that, just because things can happen in the 3D during those blooms of the old story coming up that can be detrimental, and that can cause such deep trauma that that's the only place where I kind of draw the line, and that's it. But any other story that you have, if you can have that story, then you can have a new story. It's that simple. Okay. So that's where I stand with that. So the movie that you're writing and directing, stay focused on the end of the movie. You're just in the middle of the movie. So as the scenes come up that you may not like so much, the flowers are blooming, you know that the scene is going to pass. You've already seen the end of this movie. You know that there's a happy ending. You know that the two of you guys end up together. You know that you guys have a love like no other. You know that you guys inspire everyone else to love. There is purpose to your relationship. It has taught you how to be the best version of you, and it's taught them the same. As you heal, they will heal. As you want togetherness, they want togetherness. As you go into trust, they will go into trust. When you go into fear, they will go into fear. Okay? Mirror. Perfect. Always. The same thing goes for everything else in your reality, but we're talking about love because that's what everybody wants to talk about. But it is no different if you're manifesting something related to money or health or related to your career. And I have a lot of clients that when they first start working with me, they're in separation. And I've seen it happen so many times that after they do the deep work and they just shut down the 3D, then the communication starts up again, and there might be more back and forth. And it's when you fall again for the 3D circumstance, then that's when you really have to dig your heels in, because that's when people get to a point where they want to give up, but you can't give up. You just can't give up because you've come so far. Like, have you ever heard that story, 3 feet away from gold? That, hopefully I don't butcher this story, but there was this gentleman who he knew in his heart, he knew deep down in his heart that there was gold, wherever. And so he started digging and digging and digging, and day after day, week after week, month after month, however long, he was digging for gold. And he just kept coming up with nothing over and over and over again. And he was getting tired and he was getting frustrated, even though something deep down was telling him, gold is here, the gold is here. And he could see it and he could feel it. And I'm really just like adding a lot to this story, but it doesn't matter. And then one day, he just didn't see the gold. Even though in his heart and his mind, he knew the gold was there, in the 3D, he didn't see it. So he gave up. And he took all of the equipment that he had and he pawned it off at some pawn shop or whatever. And then the person that owned the pawn shop, and I know that I'm getting some of these details wrong, but I don't care. You guys will get the gist of this. The person that he gave all the equipment to, he was now inspired to take all of that equipment and go out and continue digging, because he knew he was going to find the gold. And 3 feet away from where the original person gave up, there was all of the gold. He gave up 3 feet away from the gold. So don't give up. Keep persisting, but don't do it in a way where you're draining yourself. Because if you're doing it in a way where you are draining yourself, if you're doing it in a way where you're putting all of your own value and worth in somebody else's hands, if you are depending on anything external outside of you, outside of God, talking about the God that created billions of galaxies, created you as being the God in your reality, okay? But when you are putting everything in anything external for your validation and your worth, you are doing yourself an incredible injustice. Okay? That is not where we manifest from. Well, let me back up. It might be where you're manifesting from, but you may not be getting what you want when you manifest from that place. You want to be coming from a place of security, of being grounded, of knowing who you are, knowing your power, knowing your worth, knowing your value. You deserve to be loved and treasured. You deserve to have the most beautiful, incredible, passionate, deep love. If that's what you want deep down inside, then that is absolutely supposed to be your experience. And if you can feel it and you know it with this particular person, then from my perspective, that is who you are meant to be with. And you will be with that person if you don't give up, if you don't give in to the lies and the illusions of the fears, of the insecurities, of whatever's coming up in your reality that is showing you the opposite. I want you to stay in love and stay in trust and continue to persist for what you deserve. And the only time where I believe you should throw in the towel and manifest somebody new is if what you are experiencing is outright abusive, or if it's just become so toxic for yourself to the point where you haven't been coming at it from a place of power and in love, and you've continued to just drain yourself. And life is, if it's just, you know what, life is short and you should be enjoying life. Okay. If manifesting is to you just something that you're going to try to do, and it's like a part-time thing, you might be hurting yourself, because it can be very challenging and it's not for the faint of heart. You really do have to go so deep into trust and to surrender that you have to. I always see reality as my feedback to know where I am with things, or just simply if I have an echo, if there's an echo in the system, like that's just something is coming up, like I thought that I handled this already, but it's coming up again. What do I want? Do I want this? If it's something that's in opposition of what I want, then I allow this to come up. If I react, I react, but I dust myself off. I get back into love, I get back into trust in God, get back into my power, cool, calm, collected, in love, completely in love with life, knowing my value, knowing my worth. And then I trust back again in whatever it is that I know that this is just part of the old story. I'm going to let it come up. I'm going to let it go. It's a flower. It's blooming, but it's in my vase. The roots are gone. It can't hurt me anymore. It's going to go away. It's going to pass. And that's it. And that's how I want you guys to see things. Okay. So let me see now if I can, I'm jumping all around. I have so many people on now. This is amazing. All right. So bear with me because I don't know where I left off. Okay. Let's see. Life of destiny. We all manifest regardless. That's true. It's law. That's correct. How we bring in an internal change in someone specific, like change in opinion, inclination about general or specific things. How do we bring an internal change in someone specific? You are bringing the change to yourself. You are seeing the change within yourself, and then you'll see the reflection in your outer reality. Okay, so what I was just saying probably answered your question, but your self-concept. Okay, if you have a deep love for your specific person, and it is not just infatuation, this is truly, truly, truly a deep love. From my perspective, that is because that is the person that you're meant to love. Okay, so that makes it really simple, right, guys? Makes it super simple. You wouldn't have the feeling so deeply coming down, like coming up from the core of you, unless, from my perspective, unless this is your person. Now, where I draw the line is, and to me, this wouldn't even be love, is if you were experiencing somebody who's being abusive to you, to me, that's not love. That is not love. And it's just that simple. That is anything but love. And that should be, you should let go, you should run, and you should just do a lot of self-concept work, a lot of work on loving yourself and being confident and secure within yourself, and then come at it from that place and then manifest an amazing and incredible love because you deserve to be loved. Okay. But you're not, a lot of you guys, when you're coming, you're learning about manifesting in the beginning, you think it's all about changing the things that are external from you, but it's not. It's always an inside job. It's always an inside job. And when you actually do the work in trust, just like my clients, when they finally just do the work in trust, then they see everything come up in their reality, what they've been wanting. And when they persist through the ugly middle and they don't keep giving their power away, it goes through much quicker. I'm going to tell a quick story, actually, because I do think that this might help some of you guys. So I'm going to tell a quick story I have permission to share this. I'm not going to be specific with details because it is a common thing that I see with some of my male clients. Okay, so I'm going to share this. Give me a second. I need to take a sip. Okay, really quickly. I have a few male clients in a similar situation with their person. I'm going to use the example of two, and I'm going to be very broad and general with this. Okay, but two people who have very different results and different experiences simply because of their choices of what they do with the 3D when the 3D shows them the opposite of what they want. Okay, so in a nutshell, I have somebody who their male and their female partner they were in separation. It was a good number of months, and they really wanted their person to be their wife. Almost all of my clients want their person to be their husband or their wife. Okay. Everybody wants a life together. So both these people I'm going to talk about, they both want to be married to their person, but there were problems in the 3D, and they felt that the person was not committing and was not giving them the love that they felt that they deserved, and that like there was something with both of them that they just felt like they were still wanting to have attention from other men. Okay. So this person, they both ended up back in contact with their specific person. They both had similar situations where, they got past the no contact place. They both were like starting to hear back from their person. The communication was increasing. Now with this person, their person ended up professing all of the love. You're the love of my life. I want to be married. I want to have children. And everything that he wanted, everything that we went over in our session that he was, seeing and feeling for their future, she was reflecting all of it. She wanted all of it with him back. Then in the 3D, the old story was coming up where he was feeling that he wasn't being prioritized. She was kind of maybe, I don't know, not showing when they were out in public with other guys, like he didn't like necessarily how she was dressing. And that's actually the case with, I have a good handful of people that's the case. This isn't a very, this is pretty common. So that was coming up. So those are the flowers that are already dead, but that they're coming up and they're blooming. And he fell for it, and he got sucked right back into the old story instead of going back within and seeing the two of them going back to the end, that they're together, they're happy, they respect each other, they know each other's worth. She's incredibly loving with him, so devoted. He started putting demands on her in the 3D, and it became like ultimatums. And then they started arguing, and the separation happened again. Okay, not to say that they're not going to end up together. I'm sure that they will, but that's what happened. He got sucked right back into the old story, and instead of remembering to go back within, he fell for it. He adhered to it. He fell victim to it, and he trusted more in what was happening in the 3D than the end of being together and seeing the two of them being really perfect and healthy together. While this client didn't. The same thing happened, that the old story, because this happens with most of us when the 3D starts to reflect back, we're back together, communication is back, we're still going to be experiencing some of the roller coaster a little bit. It's not always going to be like the knight in shining armor comes in and like the romance that everything is suddenly good, like in a day, like everything is perfect. It doesn't usually happen that way. Oftentimes it's kind of roller coaster, back and forth, rocky, because you're still kind of getting past everything and allowing the old story to go. So with this person, when it came up, he made a choice. I'm not going to fall for this. I'm not going to get sucked into this. I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to argue, because I know that my baby loves me and respects me. She honors me. She honors our relationship. And I'm going 100% laser focused on the end, that we're together and we're happy. So if we're together and happy in the end, and we are a couple and we're living our lives and we're old together, that means that whatever this stuff is, this mess is that's happening in the middle, had to have worked itself out. So I'm not going to worry about this. I'm going to go within. And what happened was she started on her own to act differently, and very quickly, within a matter of a couple of weeks, she on her own decided to start wearing different clothes and acting differently in the 3D, letting him feel completely honored and respected. And he got that version of her, and he processed through. And there were sleepless nights. There were days that he was frustrated and angry, but he did not fall for it. He didn't give demands. He didn't go back into the 3D and give in to the illusion. He didn't allow himself to be, I'm not saying that he was a doormat, but he stayed within. He stayed in trust in God. He stayed in trust of his relationship with this person. And then the 3D middle stuff, he didn't try to micromanage it. He allowed it to just wither away. And then he saw exactly what he wanted to see. And everything was good and harmonious. Okay. So I hope that that helped some of you guys. I'm going to see if there are any more questions, and then I'll probably sign off. I don't know how long I've been on. Northwest. Oh, somebody's bringing up excess potential. Okay, guys, excess potential is as simple as putting a problem on the pedestal. That's all it is. You're putting too much of your energy on the problem. That is what excess potential is. That is what's excess. You're putting excess importance on something. It's as simple as this. You're putting the problem on the pedestal. The problem doesn't matter. Your end exists where the two of you guys are happy together. So whatever the problem is, no matter how big it is, stop giving it the excess potential. Stop giving it the excess importance. It's not that important. Take it off the pedestal. It's God doesn't see the problem like you see the problem. So see the problem through God's eyes. See the problem through God's eyes. The problem to you might seem like massive. It's huge. God, it's like dust. It's a speck. It's gone. See the problem how God sees the problem. Go back into deep trust, period. Okay? That's reducing the importance of something. Trust in your end. It exists, or you wouldn't want it so much. Your desire does desire you, or you wouldn't desire it so much. Okay. I mean, this is a silly example. I don't know why I'm thinking about this, because it's not related to Play wrote, "Hi Kim, love your videos." Thank you. I'll read your question in a second. When I had my retail store, I remember when I was trying to teach a couple of my employees how to handle things in the 3D. And when a client would come in and say the client would, I just had a feeling like, oh, I'm going to this is my client. I saw myself not going through the sale, not going through figuring out the design of their home, but I saw myself 5-star review, like this person sharing everything about their experience with me, with all of their friends, all of their neighbors, and all of them coming in. Like I knew we had an amazing relationship. Like they loved me. I loved them. Like we're good. We're solid. So in the 3D, the person would come in and I would just feel that. And I would just imagine that. And then in the 3D, maybe they were really rude to me, or maybe just kind of condescending, kind of ignored me a little bit. And there were so many times where something like this would happen and they would leave. And my employee would say something like, "So you're telling me that they liked you and that they're going to come in and they're going to buy all their furniture from you?" I'm like, "Yep." And they're like, "With how they just treated you, you're saying that they love you?" And I'm like, "They do. They absolutely love me and adore me, and they're going to be back and we're going to have an amazing time together. And I'm going to give them the home of their dreams, and they're going to go home every night and be so happy because they're going to get customer service in a way that they never got before. I already know it's done." And my employee would always be like, this is and would say stuff like, "Oh, I would be so bothered right now if somebody talked to me like that. I don't even know how you do this." I'm like, "Because I'm not falling for this. It doesn't matter. I know in my heart what I feel." And that's because I picked up on something that already happened. Because again, I believe that everything is done. I believe everything is done now. So when I really felt that deep down with somebody, I trusted that that was a reason for it. So what ended up happening was maybe a few days or a week later, the person would come in and it's like they were my best friend and they just loved me and adored me. And they end up buying, I don't know how many thousands of dollars worth of stuff from me. And I ended up, after a couple months, experiencing that day where there was a 5-star review and they were bragging and boasting about how much they loved their home and how much they loved my service. And boom, because I trusted what was in my heart. I picked up from my perspective of an end that already existed. That's how I believe life works. I didn't let the 3D tell me that they weren't going to buy their furniture, even if they were rude to me, even if they were condescending with me, even if they appeared to be whatever. I was just like, oh, please, they love me. They love me. Why wouldn't they? Right? But that's how I saw things. And that's what I ended up experiencing. And it's that simple. Sometimes with my clients, we end up doing like meditations during the sessions, and it really does help. If you guys want to meet with me, just email me at kim@coreunion.com, and then I can reply back with my next available. And I know that I can help everybody with this. It just depends on you. You have to be willing to drop your old stories, and you have to be willing to be very focused and disciplined and not continue to trust in the feedback that you're getting. The feedback of your reality is simply showing you where you are. And if it's an old story and you've already shifted your belief, then all the more when it comes up, you really shouldn't be fazed by it. And if you do react, but you see, this is a key too. Let me take another sip. If you do react to something that comes up in your 3D reality, and you react like you're very upset, like you react, like sometimes I can be very upset and I'll react in my 3D, like for a good 10 minutes or even 30 minutes maybe. And I'm just like, oh, F this, like, oh, forget this. I'm so frustrated, whatever the topic is. And then I just get it out of my system. And I go right back into trust. I go right back into my heart, because when you've really leveled up and you've changed your belief system, it doesn't matter what shows up. It is not going to faze you that much. I don't get caught up. Also, guys, don't get caught up if you do react, because you guys have to understand how subtle manifesting is. If you keep thinking that your fearful thoughts, oh my God, I can't think that thought because now I ruined it. Oh my God, I reacted, so now I ruined it. You're never ruining it. You are literally never ruining it. You can always just shift. You can always just go back in your trust, just like that. But when old triggers are coming up and you can't get back, it's just because you have to give that little part of yourself the love that it needs. Okay. So I'm going to be signing off in a second. Just going to see if there's anybody else. Okay. So play. How can we know if we're seeing actual signs or if we're manifesting signs directly instead of the full manifestation? Okay, so really hear me with this. It doesn't matter. Stop. This is the whole point. It doesn't matter. Even if you are manifesting, okay, all signs, are you manifesting the signs? All signs, are you manifesting the signs? Everything that you're experiencing is your manifestation. So if you can manifest the signs, okay, if your specific person's name is John, and you keep seeing all of a sudden out of nowhere, John, this person's John, that person's John, everybody's name is John. You see John on the truck, you see John in the supermarket, everyone that you meet, everybody that you call John, you are manifesting the name John. The universe isn't saying, ooh, good job. You're just manifesting the name John. You're always just manifesting everything. That in itself is proof that your inner thoughts and feelings, your dominant inner thoughts and feelings are creating. That's all the proof that you need. Okay, does that make sense? Whatever you can manifest, you can manifest. Like whatever you can, if you can manifest separation, then you can manifest being together, right? Because you manifested separation out of fear. So what can you manifest out of love? Togetherness. Okay? Okay. All right. Northwest Wind, those two stories help so much. Great one to show examples. Good. What a simple way to state excess potential. Thank you, Northwest Wind. I am a fan of yours, Northwest. Let's see. Make everything bright gave me a heart. Thank you, heart back to you. How to heal not being chosen. Choose yourself. Choose yourself. Choose yourself and know that you are chosen. That's how to heal not being chosen. That is very simplistic, I know, but in essence, that's the truth. Value yourself, know your worth. What do you bring to the table? What makes you such an amazing partner? While you're doing that work, know that your person also sees that in you, knows that you are gold, knows that you are amazing, knows that you are one of a kind, knows that you are their dream come true. When you do all of the work and you know that in yourself and you know that they know it, you're gold. Okay. Trust in the unknown. It's already done. Your desire desires you. No old story can hold you back. Rewrite it in the way you want it to happen. That's correct, Marie. All right, guys, I love you. I'm starting to run out of steam. Can anyone else affect your life and manifestation? No, Soul Haven, absolutely not. I didn't mean to yell at you. I'm just in a passionate place. No, nobody can affect your manifestation because your manifestation is what God wants for you. Can somebody affect God? No. Can somebody tell God, no, you've made a mistake? No. Try it. See what happens. Yeah, no, not going to happen. God is all love. God is all love. If it's in love, if it's in God. If it's in fear, it's not God. If it's in fear, it's ego. Ego is edging God out. Okay? So nothing that you possibly can want deep down in your heart that's really coming, when it's coming from a really deep, deep place of love in your heart. I'm not talking about obsessive, just kind of shallow, superficial stuff. Deep down in your heart, if it's deep down in your heart and soul, that is what God put in you. And God put it in you to show you, this is what I want for you. So just stay focused on me and stay focused on your end with it. And I'm going to handle all the details. Honey bunny, you don't need to do anything but stay in love and really value yourself and love yourself, knowing that while you do that work, they're loving you too. That's all you need to do. Period, point blank, end of story. I feel like, hold on. I literally got a microphone so I could drop the mic and I didn't have it ready. Oh, here it is. So if I get on another rant, I'll use it. Okay. So player play. Thank you, Kim. Got caught up in the 3D yesterday, but we do manifest everything at all times. I heard my SP's names these days too. LOL. Awesome. Okay. Did you mention how to meditate on God's love? I might have missed it. How to meditate on God's love, Northwest Wind, is I just go into my heart. I always start, no matter what inner work I do, I get into some nice deep breathing. I know that when I go into my heart, God is already there. I'm completely open to God's love. I love God's love. I love God's love more than anything. I have such an amazing and incredible relationship with God. I love that God has literally always shown up in my life with miracles. God has literally always given me everything that I've wanted and deserved. God has literally always handled everything for me. I literally have proof of all of this in my reality, from everything with my business, everything with money, everything with health, everything with my person, everything with my mom, everything with my family, everything with my dogs, everything with the homes that I've had, anything that I've wanted, that I've really had a strong feeling towards. God is always there. So I just go into my heart and just say, thank you for loving me. Thank you for all the love that you give me. Thank you for always providing for me. I love you so much, and I know how much you love me. I completely trust you 100%. Why wouldn't I? Look at everything that you've created. You've created me. You've created all of these people. You've created us in your image so we can be the creators in our reality. I see proof of it all around me, always. Okay. That's how I get tapped into God. That's how I get. And by the way, if you are, it doesn't matter really what religion you are. If you are always coming from a place of pure divine love, that's all you need to do. Okay. It's all you need to do. I know a lot of people get caught up in religion, but religion isn't God. Religion is what man created. Okay. God is way beyond religion. God is not a gender. God is not a human. God is God, and God created all of us, and God is everything. Okay. And you were created in God's image. And then God gave you all of the promises deep down in your soul. Why? Because that's what God wants you to create on behalf of God. So trust in it and let God work out all the details, because God always does. And it's always the best and quickest way when you hand over the control. Okay. Okay. Ritu, how to believe my SP stands for me no matter what. You have to see it and you have to believe in it. Do you feel it deep down in your heart? If you feel it deep down in your heart and it's your ego trying to stop you, that's how you believe. You just continually, literally challenge that fear that you have and keep telling the little part of yourself that's trying to stop yourself from allowing yourself to be loved, you know what? It's okay. It's okay to be loved. Love is safe. Relationships are safe. My baby loves me. My baby is safe. It's safe for me to love them. We are completely secure with each other. We love each other. We are each other's happiness. We are each other's home. Yuta, Kim, you are the absolute best. I am having the biggest breakthroughs by persisting. I get it now. Thanks to you. Adore you. I adore you too. And I can't wait to see you at our next session. Nicole Abdullah, believing in my person's love for me was a game changer. If he doesn't want to commit, how to stay in the state? You see him that he does want to commit. If you are focusing on your end, okay, guys, here's like, this is very simple. If you guys are focusing on your end, stop focusing. When you guys ask me questions like that, Nicole, I'm saying this with love, okay? When you guys are asking questions like that, if he doesn't want to commit, how to stay in the state? Is that the end of the two of you guys being happy together? Yes or no? No. Then it doesn't matter. Stay in your end. The end, get clear of what it is that you want, Nicole. And I'm gonna back down a little bit from this energy. Let me go back into love here. I was getting to, sorry. I'm going to give some patience and love to Nicole and everyone else. If you are focused on your end, which is exactly what you should be doing, you are persisting on your end, not on trying to problem solve the middle, then you know that the end exists, you trust in it, you're surrendered to it, you let whatever is going to happen in the middle happen. You don't have to change what's happening. You don't have to change what's happening. All you have to do is stay in trust and persist in your heart, in your mind, in your imagination. Feel it as if it's happening now. So your question becomes completely irrelevant, right? He will commit, because when you're past the middle, whatever happened had to happen. No, you didn't. You didn't trigger me, Nicole. I get passionate and I have to remember to be gentle and to be kind when I respond. So I'm not like, you just literally focus in on your end and you stay there. Mic dropping. Boom. Sorry. So, let's see. Soul Haven, I love your passion. I get just like that too with my family and clients. Good. That's good. All right. That was Soul Haven. Okay, guys, I'm getting ready to sign off because I'm getting tired and I wish you guys could see this. Can you see this? Kim is Abdullah energy. Amen. I am. I'm totally going to Abdullah energy. Can you guys see I have my dream dining chairs just came in. And I'm getting them changed out for a better fabric today. But I just manifested my absolute dream dining chairs somewhere a couple of weeks ago. And I am just exchanging a couple of the head chairs for a better fabric that's super easy to clean. And I just love manifesting. I love manifesting everything. How to set boundaries. Can we talk with our partner or shall we not talk? Hope quality, how to set boundaries. Can we talk with our partner? Okay. Learn this, Hope quality, and everyone else. Nicole said, thank you. I got it. Good. Remember this, guys. Anytime you have a question, all you have to go into your heart and affirm, so how to set boundaries and talk with your partner. You see that as something that you want help with. So all you have to do is go into your heart space and literally affirm, I love that we have healthy and secure boundaries and that I'm completely seen and heard and valued by my partner. That's how you set boundaries in your 3D reality. You see that you have healthy and secure boundaries in your relationship and that you're completely loved and adored and cherished, right? And that your person sees you and hears you and values your time, loves you, cherishes you. So you can affirm, I love that I see more and more proof that I'm completely seen and heard. I love that I see more and more proof that I have healthy boundaries in our relationship. I love our relationship of secure and stable happiness. I love our relationship with secure boundaries. I love that we always bring out the best in each other now. I love that we always love each other so deeply and passionately now. I love that we always bring out the best versions of each other now. I love that we make such an amazing and happy team together. I love that we got through everything and we are the strongest and best versions of ourselves for ourselves and for each other. Okay? I love that life is so easy. I love that I keep getting more and more proof in my reality that God is good, that God is always handling everything for me. I love that I see so much proof within my own energy. I love that I'm seeing more and more proof and evidence in my reality that I'm so secure and healthy and loved and confident. I love that I keep manifesting the best version of me that is so healthy and that is so loved and adored, cherished and supported. I love that everyone in my reality loves, cherishes, and supports and adores me. I love that I always see proof and evidence in my reality of being such a perfect love. I love that I always see proof and evidence in my reality that my person loves me so much, that they adore me so much, that we get each other, that we're always there for each other, that we fight for each other's love, that we know that we are each other's other half. All right, guys. That was good. Okay, guys, that was channeled for you. I hope that you love it. All right. So that was totally channeled for you guys. I love you guys so much. I'm going to be signing off. If anybody wants coaching with me, just email me at kim@cordunion.com. For those of you who have recently signed up for coaching, I just need a few more days. I have been just kind of wanting to enjoy some time off, but everybody will be scheduled in queue. If you guys do want to get in that queue, just email me and I will help you specifically with your person. During our sessions, we do everything from meditations like that. I help you tell the new story. I give you very structured routine. It's very effective. It always works. I have a lot of my clients who are in different phases. I have many clients who are back together with their person. I have clients who were like right there at a divorce and now suddenly they're all happy and in love again, acting like kids together again. I have clients that are just hearing back now from their person and the communication is getting more and more deep, more and more passionate. So everybody's in different places, but I can definitely help you guys. I love you. It doesn't only have to be around specific person. It can also be around money. Okay. I love you so much. I'm going to be signing off now for the day. Have an amazing day. Let me just see. I just have oh, hold on. I'm trying to read this. Oh no. Sorry. I can't read what this says. Thanks. I just have it's blocked with my SP while you were challenging. Well, I'm glad that whatever happened during my channeling just then helped you guys. Stay in love, stay in faith, stay in trust, stay believing and trusting in your end. Don't allow your 3D circumstances to throw you off. If you do get thrown off, it doesn't freaking matter. Get over it, let it go, dust yourself off, get right back in your end and just continue to persist. Every time you do that, you're getting stronger, stronger, stronger. Okay. That's just the way it is. I'm signing off now. Reach out to me if you need me, and I will talk to you soon. Okay. Bye.